Hi, my name is Reese Bailey. I represent Mistakes by P. Brown. And part four of our financial planning process is defining your financial goals. Setting a time frame should occur. You should have long term, short term, and immediate term goals. Long term goals would be like over a year. Short term is kind of less than a year. Immediate is like your monthly budget situation, month by month. You want to establish a dollar value for those goals as far as uh, fixing any areas that you think needs improvement in your financial position at the time using value of money calculations, and you can use those spreadsheets. There's more than 100 spreadsheets within the Microsoft Excel template collection, and you want to set a target date, and you can do that with the spreadsheet as well. What determines your personal income? That would be several factors, including age, marital status, education, your geographic location, your choice of careers. Important times to reevaluate your financial plans include when you get your first job, and sometimes that's at a very early age. I think I had my own company when I was about 6 or 7 years old. I used to pick up scrap iron, and my dad would help me sell it. But whenever a person gets that first job, when you get married, you want to reassess and reevaluate your financial plans and plug in these factors. When children come about, if there's a death in the family, quite often families have to pool the money to help cover some costs in case of the deceased relative had not made preparations prior. So others include divorce, changes in your health, loss of job, changes in the economy, and one that I mentioned in previous sessions, when you start to get older, when you hit your 60s and 70s, your income starts to decline, so you have to reassess your position. Examples of goals that you could set, long term goals. You could repay college loans. You can do that over a 10-year period and in many instances, uh, the interest rate is amazingly low. But if you are in deferment with a loan, that is a great time to pay down the principal because it eliminates a lot of interest you and it saves you money. It's like having money in the bank and drawing interest. So you would want to do that. A long-term goal would be buying a car. You want to get a car, make sure it's in good enough shape or it's new enough that you'll be able to pay for it and still use it years later. You won't use up the life of the car or the usefulness of the car prior to getting it paid for. Starting your retirement fund. That's a long-term goal. You're going to start early, but you're going to do it throughout your life, and you'll be amazed. The smallest amounts that you put in, and especially with compounding interest, you would be amazed how much money you'll start to accrue. Short-term goals, prepare and monitor your budget. You have to do this on a day-by-day basis. Whenever you make a purchase, you always get receipts for anything that you purchase or pay or whatever. Even deposit receipts to reconcile your budget. You go in day to day, in my opinion, and update your budget. Have your budget reflect what was paid out, what was taken in, those sorts of things, because it's easy to let little things like late fees and overdraft fees and things like that will throw your budget out of whack and cause you to pay a steep uh, penalty, like $35 for something bouncing and not being, or going over. And then build your emergency fund. Can't be overstated. You need to absolutely do that to take care of your family and protect all your assets. And then pay off credit cards. Credit cards, we'll talk about those a little more, but they're not intended and should not be used for day-to-day purchases. So pay those off and save a lot of money in interest that you won't pay. Preparing a cash budget is very important. You want to estimate your income And for instance, I can sit down and say, well, I make, you know, $2,000 a month or every 2 weeks from one job, and you have several slots on those budgets that you can get from Microsoft Excel for sources of income. And you can plug on all sources of income, even if it's income tax refunds and other incidentals that come in throughout the year. So you can plug that in. Uh, and then you want to estimate your expenditures in the same way. And there's always a lot of unexpected expenditures, so that you need to go back on a daily basis and plug in those expenditures to ensure that you don't think you have more money in your account than you really do because you forgot some expenditures or something like that. And reformulate as necessary to balance your yearly budget. So we have the monthly home budget, we have a personal yearly budget, which goes month by month. So you can take your monthly home budgets, and they may be divided into bi-monthly or every 2 weeks, if you get paid that way. But you could take those monthly totals and plug them into your annual budget after the month is gone. And at the end of the year, you have a very accurate recording of where your money went to, and it helps you manage it, because it's one thing to use a budget just to tell you where your money went to, but you want to use the budget to control and develop your relationship with your money so that it has the best effect on in supporting your family. If you have further questions, and especially if you're uh, an Estate by P. Brown employee, give me a call. Thanks.